Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and we are here with Sunken Hearts. And we have our characters having had some time to think. We've had a couple of sessions off here, but where we left off last time was with the group kind of perched on the, as it were, doorstep of this location. Uh, uh, the consideration of this place, this island that the bridge goes out to, with the two houses, one of them with the dunes kind of up to that broken window, the other one more intact, and then the grounds itself of the place outside is a dilapidated mini golf course and like space for people to kind of walk around. And that is where we're going to be taking up. I want to check with, is anybody got an advancement that we should know about?
I have one I forgot to choose, but I
Okay.
will figure that out.
Same here.
Okay.
I had one to choose too. I just decided to go with a stat because I hadn't chosen, so I thought I would buy up calm. There you go.
Marrow. Where are you at, my love, on your sinking track?
I am 2 of 5 on my active, and I have marked my second sunken
Okay.
dot.
Are you doing okay?
I think it would be considered somewhere in the little over halfway.
Yep. There are some moves that can be used to help with sinking that people might want to go and hunt down. I believe there's at least one, if I
Yes,
recall
there.
correctly. But we'll also take a look through. Let's keep that in mind. But that's where we are. It's a January evening. We're about 5 days out from the Super Bowl. It's a cold wind across the bay. There are some cars that go past, but something of that enchantment still holds. And certainly, given the bargain and the magic that you cast, really the only person who can see and direct you all to this place is Aldo at this moment. So uh, no one else seems to be able to engage with this place. Um, so let's start with Lily. Uh, What is it that you're doing here? What are you saying as you're kind of looking out across that bridge out to that place?
think think she track she sort of tracks or drops back tomorrow and she goes, I can't feel this at all. Can you feel it?
Talking about the place itself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't, but that may be a factor of me hiding it.
Okay. I would think because I know, or because you're doing that, that you okay, just tell me what you need me to do.
Um, I suppose at this point, I'm just wanting to kind of
Yeah,
clarify.
yeah.
Um, First off, we're not feeling anything weird from the place. That's correct. I'm not feeling something either, am I?
No, it's the same feeling that Aldo and Mr. Suit had when they came here, just a kind of
Okay.
a slight disorientation. I think you, Mr. Suit, and Lily are probably having a little more cognitive dissonance because reality has changed here on your orders, Myro.
Hmm.
And I think actually it's probably even tougher for you because you know that you changed things, Marrow, and yet the world is not that way. And you're
Hmm.
seeing kind of both things overlaid. Whereas for Aldo, it is just like before.
Right, because Aldo was my key point, the
Yeah.
one person who can. Okay. Um, Aldo, I'm going to have to kind of rely on you to get us. We're going to need you to get us there. Once we're in, perhaps we can all try and figure out what the place is. Um, and I if the idea is that we're going to close it down or end it, there has to be something that is a key to it, something that probably anchors it. If we could find that, then if not me, hopefully one of us will be able to break it.
Hmm. What if we could fix it?
Like, do you mean return tinfoil Venice, or do you mean like turn it away from the ones who created it? If it's a taker space now, I
Yeah, can we push that out and lock the door on them? And then it could be ours. It's not like they have that great of a hold on things.
I think that's one of the major existential questions of our kind's existence.
Oh, good. I hit a good one then. All right.
Open question. I
Open.
should be clear.
Oh, excellent. As long as it's not closed, we've got an option. We've got an opportunity, right?
um,
That is a way to interpret what I said.
Yes. See? It's
it,
all going well.
I, I admit I just don't know, but if I think a part of being a taker is having one of these domains that is yours, we should be very careful to what it might mean if we were to gain one.
We should also be careful if we are going about fixing it to make sure who we're fixing it for.
Well, I'm very good at decoration, so I'm sure I can make it nice for all of you.
Okay. Well, Aldo, where do we go?
Um, are we
You're on
are
the
we
other
in the
side from the place. You're actually at the fence that essentially you need to open the gate, cross the bridge, and go over to the island right now. And they're having a hard time kind of seeing it, so you have to kind of lead them, Aldo.
well, last time I just tunneled under the gate. I'm assuming that this time maybe we brought some sort of tools, or maybe, just
That's
tunnel under.
I think it makes sense that you could have a pair of bolt cutters with you.
We got some after the whole junkyard thing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, you can cut the chain here.
And you
Couple.
know what would weaken that chain? A blowtorch.
Yes.
Yes. She gets out her very small cake blowtorch.
So you creme brulee the chains
Yeah,
and then snip them a
exactly.
little.
Yeah. Surprisingly easy.
Um, Aldo, I would like you to stay strong. You want to
Sure.
lead them across without a problem, without
Yes.
incident. What is it you want to use? What mood do you want to roll this with?
I mean, I don't know that I've used anything but fear in the last 3 sessions, and
Fair
yet.
enough.
What is fear? Oh, luckily, fear at least is supposed to.
It's taking a bit to roll.
Yeah.
11.
So you will walk across. You can see this. And it is weird for you, Lydia, otherwise known as Osmo, and Mr.
Sorry
Suit,
about that.
uh, uh, that there is a bit of like kind of having to walk kind of on water, kind of above the water before it it kind of falls into place. And it literally is almost like the world bends back into position for you. And then there's the bridge across, rickety wooden bridge. A car can drive across it certainly. Um, it has remained relatively solid here. Clearly hasn't been any kind of upkeep on it. Um, there aren't any birds on it now or anything like that, though there is definitely evidence that there has been wildlife that has settled here and used it and as birds do, pooped on it and all of that. But whatever Marrow has done seems to have made it concealed it from those forces even.
Now, I
So
just want to back up again. I'm sorry, Mr. Suit, but am I getting this that we're walking and then we went like this, and then we went like this, and then we were upright, and it was like we were walking on the bottom of some paper and we went around the edge of a paper, and now we're on the top of the paper? Is it like that?
yeah, is it?
It is like you're walking along and the world slid and whatever this thing was, it slid from somewhere and was
Else?
then there.
I really like this. If I back up, does it like undo and then happen again?
Lydia just stepping in and out of the gate.
Like switching a Viewmaster where you do the chink chink and it's suddenly in
It's
everything.
so animating, right?
Do you want to
Okay.
repeatedly do
we
that?
gotta do this.
I gotta do it at least once.
It is slightly more nauseating the second time you do it.
I'm like, oh,
So
it's
low.
like being on a tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah.
As Suit is coming up to the gate there, I want to put my hand on Brackish Puck's shoulder
Mhm.
and sink into the undertow.
Okay.
Like as I'm stepping across the threshold, I want to aim towards Tinfoil Venice, or former.
All right. Let's have you make that into the undertow roll.
So the move I picked up is Hedgemaster, so get +1 forward to that. Definitely going with fear on this. Yes. Okay, that's 13.
Yeah. So what is your pick for the first part?
Only pick one?
Yes. Evade pursuit is only applicable if you are using it to escape pursuit. So that is what that is. It's not like
Gotcha.
now there's going to be pursuers.
Yeah, I'm torn between 1 and 4. But I'm gonna arrive where I want.
Okay. So what do you want as your other pick?
I'm afraid I'd lose Puck if I chose that. Um, I'm going to mark sinking because this is all from
Okay.
a very ill-advised deal that I made.
So you two will vanish. The others will see you step into the undertow. Uh, as you are all crossing over. Um, Marrow, Aldo, Lydia, like Mr. Suit is gone along with Brackish Puck.
Aldo, is this like before where Suit went somewhere different than you?
Not this way. It wasn't. Did you know he was going to do that?
No.
Did he do it or did it happen?
And what did he do?
I mean, it looked. I hope he did it on purpose.
He didn't scream, so it probably wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not like he's quiet about his terror, so
But he did go with Huck.
yeah.
That seems. I mean, It surprises me he would voluntarily go anywhere with Huck.
Yeah, he probably took Puck. Yeah, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Puck's
Oh.
perfectly happy
was
living
talking
in the
about
laundry
Tinfoil
room and
Venice.
eating all my crackers. Got it pretty good.
I'm surprised he agreed to come back here.
Um.
Then again, he probably just meant to, go play putt putt for a while again.
Well,
We'll come back to the three of you in just
Thank
one
you.
moment.
all right.
Mr. Suit,
Hello.
you will find yourself on a different part of that island, like a different location. Like I think from here, you can see across the island to that other beach, the other beach with that other goblin.
The
And
post and a chain and a blood smear.
a post and a chain and a goblin.
Oh.
And Puck's like, so are you gonna murder me now?
No, no, I'm not wearing the right clothes for that, and I'm starting to think it might not take on this island. Do you see the angry guy in the chains, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's
Cool.
the guy who betrayed all of Tinfoil Venice and gave everything away, and they cursed him and chained him here.
Oh, I just asked because I'm pretty sure I saw him get eaten. Not by me.
I am loath to ask this question, but I am going to have to ask this question. Who did you watch eat that person? And
A,
what were the circumstances extingent in this?
a pack of rabid, angry, otherworldly hounds,
Oh,
and the circumstances were that they weren't eating me.
fair enough. Fair enough. So,
Oh, yes. Well, and so we sort of left on a cliffhanger last time at the Goblin Market, where I was trying to get a mirror.
I'd forgotten about that.
But you've got me.
Yeah,
Is that wrong?
I got a
I-
complicated roll, and he was like, "Oh, I know just the thing for you,"
yeah.
said menacingly, and then we closed the
I
episode.
think he gave you the mirror. Like I believe that we ended with you being given a mirror. I don't think you're sure exactly what it does or
That's
what
fair.
the costs are, but I think you have a mirror.
So this is going to be a little more complicated than I wanted. There's, more company on the island, but we need to go over there. It's honestly fairly close to the angry man with the chain. We're looking for a mirror, but not a mirror here. We're looking for a mirror somewhere else, but over there.
All right. And you can walk across the island, and I think you will see that goblin stir and turn around and look at you. And is kind of seated there and has its hand on its chain.
Hello again.
Hello.
You're looking remarkably well.
I am, aren't I?
Sorry about that whole business with the hounds. I mean, not that I had anything to do with the hounds.
No, no, no. It was certainly unexpected.
But that seems to all be over now.
Yes, they chewed me up and spat me out,
Oh,
as it were.
sounds unpleasant.
Yes, they tore me limb from limb, those dogs that you brought.
Again, I didn't bring them. They were just. It was a unfortunate coincidence of timing.
I see. I see. You happened to show up, and there happened to be these hounds that tore me limb from limb that came here.
I mean, there's no hounds today.
Wow. Let me show you this. And he holds up what appears to be like a goblin leg, like a shin bone kind of thing. And you see that he has sharpened it to a point. You see
That
this?
it looks sharp.
Yes. Yes. See, here's the interesting thing. When they chewed me limb from limb, that freed me from the chain. And then there is a blur as he is coming at you. Let's come back to Marrow, Aldo, and Lydia.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Suit knows what he's doing. So we should just move on, get our stuff done, okay, Mara? Because you're looking a little gray and I'm a little worried. So is there anything you need? I have some chocolate if you're feeling peckish or you need a little sugar.
Oh, well, chocolate never goes awry, and thank you.
And she gets it out and she has gotten one of those bags of the mini chocolates. And she's like, which one do you want? I've got Crackle and I've got Mr. Good, the ones with the peanuts in it. And
That's the ones I like, Mr.
okay, good.
Goodbar.
Good. Oh, we would make the best couple because those are my least favorite. They're the last to go. So we can get through one of these
I
bags.
blush enormously. And yeah.
Oh, here you
Yeah, we
go.
just
And,
fit
and she
right
unwraps them
together.
for you. She's like, tell me when you're ready for another one. So
Aldo, did you have chocolate?
Yeah, in human form, it's fine. I
oh,
don't know if
good.
it's fine in coyote form. I mean, I
Oh, you have these
don't
sort
know
of
if I've eaten it in coyote form.
superpowers, in eating ways. So I don't know. Which kind do you like best? They've got Crackle. Mm.
I mean, peanuts are good. Anything with peanuts is good.
Oh, okay. I'll give you some peanut ones too.
Excellent. Thank you. Like eating it
Yeah, exactly.
as we're walking across this bridge, like
Across the
looking
bridge?
around, waiting to see if if Mr. Suit will appear. Like, he did this last time, and I mean, he was okay, but something bad happened. We should say something before he disappears.
We're just gonna have to take it on faith that he'll be all right, I think.
The bridge will terminate on a very sanded over, washed over, duned over parking lot,
Mm.
with kind of those wooden stumps and like rope in between them to kind of fence out the area. There is a little shut down snack sale place.
Oh
Like
gosh, I would really like an ice cream bar right now.
like it's the size of a very small room kind of thing. Just, you imagine that they probably had a couple of
The,
coolers back there and
the roller up window to,
yeah.
yeah.
And then there is essentially some seating, outdoor seating and stuff, and a small like building for the mini golf place. You look inside, and essentially you'll see that there is a cracked screen of a smash TV machine there. The weather and humidity has not done the wood plywood pressboard wood of the sides of this any good.
But
Um,
if we plug it in, does it start up?
no, there is no power out here.
Oh, I was hoping there would be magical power. Oh,
Um,
Smash
there
TV with
there are
magical.
though, you know, the little, you know, rafts of golf scorecards and tiny pencils
Ooh, we
and
can draw maps on this.
uh, golf clubs in red, yellow, green, and blue, and balls of the appropriate color that are there.
Um, yes, I have to take a big handful of tiny pencils. I'll hand them out to the others, but these could come in handy, is what I'm thinking.
All righty. And a pad. I will
Sure,
take
why
a
not?
pad
Yes.
Why not?
just in case.
Uh, and you too, Lydia, Mara will finally
Yes.
see those two houses. They're
Ooh.
they're incongruous with this whole thing. They look like sort of like, kind of summer vacation houses kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
with it's got a back, screened in porch and, the front on it.
These
And,
look nice.
but they are mirrored and identical, standing next to one another, with
Ooh.
again, the one of them having that dune of sand running up, kind of covering the front of it and running up to that second floor window that is broken and shattered out.
Oh,
Right. Aldo, which
So,
what did y'all do?
yeah.
so last time we went into that first house, and there's a mirror in there, and we went through the mirror and ended up in the second house.
That sounds
I
kind of
don't know
cool.
what happens if we just go into the second house.
Hmm.
Should we try
Now,
that? Oh,
um,
sorry. You're
well,
thinking a thing through.
yeah, okay. Now, somewhere during the course of this, you saw another place, correct?
Yeah, so Mr. Suit saw Tinfoil Venice or got to Tinfoil Venice by jumping through the mirror in the second house. But I went through the mirror in the second house and I just ended up back in the first house. And then I went through the back and went through the door of the second house from the bedroom, not the front door. Um, and that's when I ended up in this other place. So um,
Okay.
I don't know if like what goes where just changes all the time or what. I don't know
Oh,
what I did differently from Mr. Suit to go through the mirror and end up in different places than he did.
so our goal is to find out about the other place. Is that right? Tinfoil
Yeah,
Venice really isn't our primary concern.
yeah. That's what I gathered from Rodrigo.
So it would be this other place, which is potentially where the group went and has forged their own domain.
Yeah. Or there may be more than one of them.
There may be one of them. That's why scouting is important. Scouting is important.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a
So-
rifle.
Huh?
I have my gun.
You have your gun. Oh, good, good. I have my mace. I say as I point at the fence piece. Ugh. Okay, well then let's give it a shot. I'll
So we
go let
do
you.
our things all together and try to map them. See if it like acts differently if there's all of us instead of separating right away.
I think that might be a good idea.
We could hold
I think
hands.
Ooh, okay.
that works.
I love holding hands. I'll be in the middle, okay?
Lucky
Okay.
Pierre.
So I take it you go up to the first house
Hmm.
and
Shows
you'll
true.
walk in. And again, the rooms are, clean, but kind of appointed like it would be a vacation house. There are tables and things like that around in here. But the rooms are also very carefully monocolored. Like, you know how on a clue board,
Yes.
each room is very much kind of, okay, here's this room, and then here's this block. Like, it's like someone has mapped out, and I mentioned the tape before that marks out sort of each piece of this place.
So the piece, is it marking out like where furniture is too, or just the edges of the rooms?
Just the
essentially?
edges of the rooms.
Okay, so and then when you said the colors, what
Would you like to
are
make a study roll?
Yes, I would love to make a
Because
study
I
roll.
love you making study rolls because that
Okay, because
always helps.
it is the most
Are we
crazy.
noticing like normal wear and tear in these rooms, or do they look oddly well preserved?
Uh, it's pretty clear to you that the painting and stuff like this has been done in the last couple of years. It has like that much. If someone were to have painted it and then left it alone and not lived in it, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I know that I have opened this somewhere, but of course it has disappeared. So I'm going to try to open the dice roller again. I apologize, people. Let's see here. Come on, you can do it. There it is. Oh, I see. It was right there all along. Okay,
It was
so
the friends you made along the way.
it was. And talking about friends, I'm holding the hands of both of my friends. So I am feeling perfectly joyful right now. And I love color and I love everything that tells me about what a person is thinking when they put together a place or an outfit or anything. So I am rolling 2d6. I'm going to add 2 to it. I rolled 7, so that comes to a 9.
Okay. So you have one hold to make a declaration
Okay.
or to
Yes. Yes, or 2.
ask a question.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. That sounds great. Let's see here. What I'm going to ask is, with these colors, what does this palette mean? What sort of palette is this?
It's
this a
5
palette?
colors.
Okay, is this like it feels like a guy picked these 5 colors and it has no cohesive sense to it? Or does it in fact have a
They
set of emotions or
they are light colored, like so someone has chosen the colors that you would paint walls with. Um, but it is red, green, yellow, and blue as 4 of the colors. It so there are a couple rooms down here of each color, um, but chosen to be kind of light eggshell blue or seafoam green, kind of like
so Easter colors almost.
yeah, and then off white. The
Ooh,
hallways,
off-white, the safest color. I say these are the
yeah,
safest rooms.
the hallways and sort of connecting things are marked in off-white.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah. So I think that's it. Is she sort of looks at that, having seen it. Um,
I have a question.
Yeah.
What color was the bedroom with the mirror in the other house?
The
Or is that
bedroom.
something I should roll for? Because
Oh
it
no, I
might be
think
something I didn't notice.
I know. I think that that's fair. That room was surprisingly off-white.
Okay.
okay. So let's see here. I get to make a declaration, right?
Well, you could
Or was
you
it?
asked a question, didn't you?
Oh, did I?
Well,
Okay.
actually, I think that's a question that is self-apparent
Just
there. So,
thank you.
what is your question or declaration then?
Okay. Um, uh, I'm I'm going to say that uh that there is a sequencing of the colors, like it does go through the palette of the rainbow in order, like as you walk through naturally. And there is this sort of path that it suggests that where you go through to the right and then kind of at the back of the house come back forward, sort of you kind of go through the rooms this way and come back. So you cross through this room, you cross through a sort of side porch room, then you're in the kitchen, then you kind of come to another side room, and then
It, it's
a
a it's a
bedroom and
it's
a
a it's
living
a
room.
it is weirdly for this house because it's kind of a summer house
Mhm.
that's kind of big, but it's it seems to have been constructed to have a lot of rooms.
Yeah. So there's like a path that you can see where it goes through, from off-white to yellow
Yeah,
to green to blue to
yeah.
uh
So none of the rooms are particularly large or kind of
it, and the,
comfortable.
and there's like a purple. It's just at first you think it's a gray, then it's red.
Well, it's only red, blue, yellow, or green.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
oh, good. That's good to know. Okay.
yeah. Just the
I thought
four
you were
colors
trying to
plus
say,
off-white.
okay. All right. So specifically that. So it
Yeah.
cycles through out from the red to the, it goes, okay.
So let me put a pin in that. Speaking of putting pins in things, Mr.
Okay.
Suit, this goblin is flying across towards you with a sharpened shin bone.
Is it his own shin bone?
I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Wow.
You hear from
um,
behind you, shriek.
Did he say
uh,
shriek? I like it.
so Mr. Suit has a sort of like oh expression on his face and pulls out a small date book in his pocket, which flips open today and it says lunch at TV. And he crosses that off. And I'm going to use preparations. When you're
Okay.
outnumbered, outgunned, or surprised, mark sinking for a third party interested in your dealings to interrupt the proceedings. Their intrusion creates an opportunity for you, but you might be going from the frying pan into the fire.
I think that as that goblin leaps at you, you will kind of flinch and then you will see this figure emerge from the air and kind of grab onto him and dangle him. It's humanoid. It is wet and slick with blood. It's standing there. It's looking around. It's sniffing in a way that tells you that it's here because it was following you. And it kind of catches the goblin in the air. And then you will see its jaw start to distend. Humanoid goes down. You realize there's no eyes, there's just like flesh space where there's blood on it. And then it begins to, as this goblin is shrieking, push the goblin head first down its gullet. What do you do?
Um,
Shriek! You hear from behind you again.
It's quite helpful. I yeah, I want to try and scoop up Puck and run and just try and throw up distracting intervening illusions.
Okay.
Glamours and not a lot of time, but just like walls and things and obstacles and interfering stuff.
Absolutely. Uh, uh, so
My original plan coming down here was to sort of like recreate a phantom tinfoil Venice. So I do think it's like walls and buildings and pieces of what was here that come up and fade away in these illusions.
okay, let's have you make that roll.
I think we're going to stick with fear. This is unexpected and not entirely welcome. The dice are shaky. They're afraid too.
Yeah. I rolled earlier and they held out for a while before they released their delicious numbers to me.
Okay. There we go.
Look at
Oh,
you.
wow.
Well, we'll
Wow.
take a second one. No.
Hey, wait a minute.
We'll take the box cars on that. Um, what do you want as the three picks there? I think that when this thing is done swallowing the goblin, like by the time it's done with that, you've got your illusions up.
I think it can cause and take physical harm, not in a way of like I'm attacking him with it, but like these walls are solid.
Yeah,
Um,
has a physicality to it.
yeah. I'll say one sense is not excluded from it. You talked about it, sniffing and maybe being on my scent. So I want to
Yeah.
try and muddle that. There's all these sense of like hundreds of goblins that lived here for forever, and all their trails suddenly pop up and smell
Oh
everywhere.
yeah. All of the goblin stink is back in full stenchy glory.
Uh, let's have it last for a long
Okay.
time.
So I think we see you and Puck kind of moving through. Dimple Venice is like larger than I think you realized in your mind's eye, because you do create the illusion, but you grapple onto the ghost of it. It's here, which is kind of what you wanted to. I think,
Mhm.
such that even when if you've got the mirror out, if you're looking at Tinfoil Venice in the mirror, you're seeing even more complete version of Tinfoil in the mirror. And I think it
Oh, nice, yeah.
is you and Puck kind of moving along the streets there, and Puck's like, we should we should leave, right?
Yeah, you know what that thing is?
No,
Cool. Yeah, good.
it's not anything that I've ever seen.
Hmm.
It was like have you ever seen Lost in Space? Like the big like sometimes there'd be these guys that were like the shadow creatures and they'd like go shadow. It was like that, but we made of blood.
Yeah, no, it was not good. Not in any. Yeah, we'll just leave. That'll be then it probably won't follow us.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you know that's a true thing, right?
Yeah, we'll go with it's just around this corner. And he's sort of like he's got that mirror up. He's looking behind him to make sure that it's not like okay, across the street there, a few more planters, and run.
Uh, then I would like you to not make a into the undertow roll because I think you've already like satisfied the setting this up to escape. I think this thing is kind of going to be caught in this illusion for a while, even after you're gone. Uh, but I do think when you move through the undertow, one of the things you'll realize is when you kind of come out here, you find yourself unable, like you can't find the tides or the currents to go to the island. Like it won't go from tinfoil to there. And eventually you kind of have to swim your way to the shallows to kind of come back up on the bridge where you stepped out from in the first place.
Yeah, I was trying to use the mirror to like make a link across at the right point, but I never got to stand in the right place that conjoins with the
Right.
mirror, sort of thing.
I think so. You will see now that you've got that mirror that, like, when you're kind of moving it around out here, it's not showing out here. It's showing, like, if you were standing at this place on the island,
Mm,
it's showing that picture on it.
I'm going to hand it to Puck and say, just turn it this way. Watch behind us. Make sure nothing covered in blood and teeth or angry goblins are running at us.
Okay.
Shifts.
Hey, the others are gone. Did they leave? Did they? I think they went back home. I think they went back home where it's safe, right?
I think
And we
they
could,
probably went right across the island right
oh,
there.
fuck. I mean,
Just watch in the mirror. Uh, no, I
you
don't have
hear
a
him
cell
behind
phone.
you.
I
He's
need to
kind of,
find
yeah,
a payphone.
yeah. Uh, you can see their tracks. Like you can see the tracks of your friends. They've gone across the bridge. Do you wish to follow them, Mr. Suit?
No,
Are you going to follow them, Mr. Suit?
no, I'm going to find a payphone.
Okay. Uh, uh, Puck will stop. Uh, uh, should I stay here with the
I
mirror?
was really. No, you can come. I was just imagining.
Uh,
Look, there's got to be one close.
okay. He's kind of walking behind you. Hear the of him carrying the mirror, and then the.
What? What's that? What's that noise?
I found some Ritz.
What? Found? Where did you found Ritz?
It was by that garbage can. It was the people had finished them.
That's not. That's trash.
If I may, your point would be what? You look back, he hasn't taken the Ritz out. What he's got is like the 5 or 6 that are at the end in the sleeve, and he's just gnawing on it through
Okay,
the
give me that. You're
plastic.
getting fingerprints all over it. Take the mirror back.
Oh, sorry. Uh
You have fingerprints?
it's a good question.
Yes.
I think goblins have to have sticky fingerprints. Like I do think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have to.
But they're not like regular fingerprints. They're
Right.
like
Eternal
this is
jelly
a big
fingers.
cartoony
Yeah, I think
fingerprints.
each goblin has a fingerprint, but they're on all their fingers.
Like that.
Um, we'll come back to you as you go down the beach to find a payphone, Mr. Suit. Marrow, Aldo, Lydia, you can make your way upstairs. The color thing continues.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
and there are a lot of rooms. The rooms have pass-throughs to other rooms,
Yes.
but you'll make your way to that front sort of bedroom, which is done in an off-white. And there is a vanity with a big mirror on it showing this room, except in the mirror, the window is broken. And there is a cloth that used to cover the mirror that is on the floor here.
Oh, is this the one that you went through?
Yes, yes, it was this mirror, and we ended up in that room on the that you can see in the mirror. That is the other house.
Oh,
It's in the other house.
if we cover the mirror again and then pull the cloth off, does it still have the same room that it's going to? Because this is
I
a
have no
magic
idea.
trick.
Let's try it.
Okay, we'll put the cloth back
Okay.
over it.
You will
It's just
carefully redrape the mirror,
exactly.
put it back over that, lay it.
Even do the little thing where you fluff it, you kind of do the air underneath it so it lays really smooth over it. You're like, okay, that looks good. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you will carefully pull the sheet away,
And say ta-da.
and it is still that same room on the other side.
All right, this is what it's meant to be. It's not like a movable gate so far as we can tell.
Okay.
Um,
I am going to move over to the window that, because I'm guessing we're not being shown in the mirror.
You are actually being shown in the mirror. Yes, that was established previously. Yeah,
Interesting.
you
Okay.
will see yourselves in the mirror, but the room is different in like as you look in there.
Is my
Interesting.
hair really doing that? Because it's really annoying.
I think it looks nice.
Oh, thank you.
I'm moving over towards the window
Uh-huh.
and kind of I'm trying to open it if it will open.
I think it takes a bit. There is that. I mean, you've worked with like slightly painted over, like a little bit of humidity there. It takes some of that good elbow grease. There's that moment where maybe you think you pushed it too far and you're afraid the glass is going to do that break,
Hmm.
but then it finally kind of goes up and the smell will come in off the bay there.
And looking back at the mirror, I've I still just see me at the broken window, but
Yeah,
this one is now open in front of me.
yeah.
I'll kind of stick my head out to look over at the other house.
Okay. And you will look, you see that sand dune, you see those bits and pieces of glass on it. I think because it would make perfect dramatic sense, I think as you kind of turn back and look, you will see at the fence line across the bridge, Brackish Buck and Mr. Suit walking down the beach away from here.
Well, Suit and Puck are okay. They seem to be leaving, but okay, they're at least safe.
I don't know. Maybe Mr. Suit got hungry.
or maybe they can't
Maybe.
find this place.
He didn't know I had chocolate. So,
Um, okay. So I looked out the window. In the mirror, it shows me, I guess, looking through the broken window, but it's not like I see myself looking through the broken window over on the
No,
other side.
no.
Nothing funky happens there. Okay. Um, well, should we try to go through the mirror? Do you think there's some sort of color thing we should do, Lydia?
well, the color is already here.
Right.
So, and she looks at the back of the cloth. It's not another one of those colors, is it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I
Excuse.
suppose through the
Yeah.
mirror,
All right.
through the
Should we all
looking
go together?
glass. Yes,
Yeah.
hold hands.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And it is the
Last,
thing. Yes, Aldo.
never mind. Go ahead.
Uh, if you're holding hands and someone touches the mirror, there is that disorientation and the world flips.
Ooh, just like coming here.
And you're on the other side and you're looking at yourselves in the mirror, but now behind you, Marrow, is the open window rather than the broken window there, and you're in this room. And you'll hear a click as you kind of all turn around, and it sounded like maybe a door latch or a lock turning somewhere.
Hmm.
The door, Aldo, to this room, which you left open before,
Hmm.
is now closed.
Huh. That's weird. Do we hear any dogs? Because that's my immediate concern.
No, you do not
Okay.
hear any dogs.
My immediate concern is to move over and check if that door is locked.
Oh, hold on. Stretching me out.
uh, you'll go hand in hand over and you know that old uh black black wrought iron base to the knob and then that kind of ceramic white knob real and you'll turn it and it is not locked.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, this was that place when I went through the door.
Going
There's no
through this,
guarantee that it's going to be the same place this time because apparently
Is
things like that happen. But
is there
and
any sign of
last
the dog? Like, is there like dog hair or big muddy footprints or anything coming through here?
No.
and
Not
last
sure.
time when you came through, both of you came through, or is this where you lost suit?
Suit went through the mirror and ended up somehow in Tinfoil Venice. Uh,
When you ended up here,
yeah, and I went through the door.
you went through the door.
Okay, so when you say he went through the mirror, you mean the one in the other house or
This one,
this
this
one?
one.
Okay, phew, phew,
So he
phew.
went
Okay.
like back. You went
Uh,
through the door. He ended up in Tinfoil Venice. You went through the door and ended up in the other place. Okay.
Interesting.
Should we open the door?
I think we already tried it, so
Well,
we.
I just tried to make
Have
sure it
to.
wasn't locked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All
We're
right.
all together.
All together down. All together down.
You will open the door and it's not the hallway of the other house. It's a different hallway. It's done in that off-white and it's very narrow. And you kind of look out and you'll see that not too far away from you, a little bit across and a bit, you can see that there's a set of very narrow steps that go up,
Hmm.
and you can see that at the end of one of these halls, down this hallway, is a door, and then at an oddly different distance down the hall the other way, there's another door. Um, And I think as you kind of lean out and look, you can see that I mentioned that there's a set of steps going up, very narrow, and again, weirdly asymmetrical along this hallway. You can see that at some point there's a narrow set of steps going downwards.
Ooh, it's like a servant's hallway in the middle of the house. Very strange.
This how it was when you came through before, Aldo.
No, I never saw the hallway. I just went straight from the through the door and into this, forest. Um,
What
so this is
changed?
different.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's safe because it's
The
off
door,
white.
the door was open when I came in. When the hounds had just come through it, I guess. So maybe maybe it has to be open from the other side. We have to go through it, close it, and open it.
Hey, that's
That is
a
a wild
thought.
guess. I don't know how these things work, but
So,
it seems
Let's
easy to try.
take a pause and draw our maps out. Okay?
okay,
Do.
all right.
So you have a
Mirror
narrow hall,
room.
Yeah.
a
A stair up,
let's say
stair down.
a northern door, a southern door, a stair up, and a stair down.
Okay. North,
And the north and south doors are kind of like terminating at the hall, right? They're
Yeah,
at the end of the hall.
yeah.
Okay.
And
All
again,
right.
like when you kind of, if you kind of step out, you're still holding hands, but you step out into the hallway is like one person wide.
Ooh, that's perfect for us.
A little claustrophobic.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to close the door and open it. That's our plan.
Yeah. It's worth
Sure,
a try.
let's try it.
You
All
all
right.
stepping out into the hall.
Wait, let's have some
Yep.
chocolate first and then go.
You will pass around the chocolates,
No.
and you'll step out into the hallway, and you will shut the door, uh, and it shuts very loudly.
Really?
Like there's a clink when it shuts.
Wow, that sounded definitive.
Certainly did.
Does
All right.
anything else change when we do that?
In the hallway, no.
Okay.
All right, Aldo, I guess you can open it.
All right. So I will open the door.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle. That door is locked now.
Oh, tricky.
Should we try to break it?
I think we could try other things first.
All right.
Do we wish to explore where we are now or try to get back through the door first?
I
think we
vote for
might as
explore,
well.
but I'm in the middle. Y'all are leading. So.
Might as well look around. Like I said,
Right?
I've never been in this part of the house. I have no idea where these doors go.
Up, down,
But
north,
I should
south.
probably find out.
Oh, I don't know. Up, down, north, south. Ooh,
I'll vote for up.
oh yeah. Maybe we can
For
get a
up as
good
well.
scenery from
I
upstairs.
agree.
And you all will walk, and again, it is like you having to hold hands kind of back, hand
Uh-uh.
back along this hallway here. And you'll see that there are a set of steps going up. Uh, again, that saying it's a servant's hallway is a really good way to describe it. Is it's a little servant's set of stairs, like the back ways. That very, not very wide landing, probably just big enough to like carry a tray on kind of thing. Go up. Uh, there is a runner carpet here that goes up that is a deep pool table green there
Ooh,
as
okay.
it
So colors are very different.
uh, goes upwards, uh, and you will get to the top of those stairs there, and there is a little door there. Goes up 2 flights, and then you're at this little door.
Oh,
Like a shockingly little door, or
No,
just
like it is the most sort of basic, nothing fancy. People can go through it.
you leading, Aldo, or am I?
I think I am.
Okay.
Like,
can you smell anything good under the door?
do I?
There's no smell coming out from under the door.
Okay.
Oh,
Not even like rotten wood or any like old house smells.
Just
nothing.
dust smell.
Okay. Um,
And you're gonna
cool.
open it.
I look at the others like, you ready?
yes.
Yep.
And
And
I
I'll open it.
think you will open up the door into the jungle.
Ooh,
Let's take 10, and then we're gonna come back to talk with Mr. Suit at the payphone.
I'm writing jungle down.
It is a little walk down the beach till eventually you will get to a Bell telephone, uh, a payphone.
Yeah, I will pull out some coins, put them in. I'm going to call Delulu.
All right. I think there it will be a, a bit before someone clearly connects the phone to Lulu, and she will say, "Mr. Suit,
Delulu, so wonderful of you to take my call. How are you today?
I am well. How are you?"
Oh, it's been an interesting day so far. I've had a nice walk on the beach here.
All right,
And yourself?
I'm fine. Just
That's
getting everything ready. Very excited for the Super Bowl party coming up.
that's so wonderful. I too am quite excited about it. So I take it you will definitely be coming then?
Ryan, stop me.
How wonderful. That is so nice to hear. Well,
I heard a rumor that you were going to have a special celebrity guest.
I, well, I wouldn't want to spoil any surprises, but yes, I can assure you there will be some very high profile, very unexpected guests.
Well, now very intriguing. Now I am a shiver with excitement.
That's so wonderful. Listen, while I have you on the phone,
Yes, yes. What can the hand of the Court of Mirrors do for you?
so I was just in limited experience here in the city. Not a newcomer certainly, but you know much more of the history and the residents and the denizens of the. Do you know anything in particular that looks like a giant angry nightmare that turned itself inside out and then bathed in blood?
Can you be more specific?
There were there was its eyes were there were not enough too many. It was sort of its jaw distended rather large. It ate an entire goblin.
Hmm, I see. So this is not something I can do on the phone, but if you come in, I can have you help me and I can make a mock-up of it, a puppet as it were, so that we have what it looks like. I'm very good at that.
That's wonderful, and I am pretty sure that it won't be following me for a while.
Oh, it was following you.
I think it was tracking me, maybe, but I lost it in Tinfoil Venice. Well,
Tinfoil Venice.
not it's but it's complicated. In the undertow.
Why would you say Tinfoil Venice, though? That's the Lost Goblin City.
As you say, this may not be something for the phone.
May I ask a question here before you hang up?
Of course.
Does this blood creature that you've described, does it have anything to do with Sanguinius?
What's a sanguineous?
A Sanguinius is one of the four people that we set you to find.
Ah, that one.
Yes, that one.
I'm sorry. It has been. There was,
It
but I've
has
already
been a
told you.
day, yes, as you told me, yes. Well,
Well, I
why
it
don't you come in from the cold and we'll get a mock-up made and we'll see what we can find out. Are your friends still alive or did they get killed by it?
they're probably they're in a different place, and besides, it's lost and following me.
All right then. So you're coming in now, or should we set
Yes,
up
no,
what?
that's so wonderful. It's this. If you're free now, that would just be perfect. My schedule is also open. That's so wonderful of you.
Absolutely. Why don't you come on in?
Uh, we'll talk to you soon.
Ruffle, 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 ruffle. You see the pockets kind of going to another garbage can.
Puck,
I couldn't help but overhear.
yes.
So are you going, are we or you going to see somebody else and the others are left behind there?
It's funny you should make that distinction between me and we.
Yes, I assumed so.
Yes, I have a very important appointment to keep, but I do need to make sure that the other three are still alive and doing fine.
Well, that's going to be difficult given that, like, we can't see it anymore.
You have the mirror.
Hmm, it's not showing anything there now. Not since we came and walked down the beach.
I feel like you're not really getting into the spirit of this.
I'm saying Marrow changed the world.
Yes, yes, everybody does world changing magics. It's not so special. All right, I'm going to need you to sit here near the gate, not through the gate because there's nothing through the gate. Because
Well,
is
I'm
there
going to
even a
walk
gate?
back down, but I can't even see the gate anymore.
Well, you've got a rough idea of where it is. You just wait there. They'll come out and tell them not to go to Tinfoil Venice under any circumstances.
I will go and, oh no, you're going to take your car, aren't you?
I am, yes. All right, how many snack packets is this going to take?
He looks at you and he says, I am going to try and find a place to wait and watch the others because that's the right thing to do. I don't need your snack packs. You go do your errands.
Thank you.
And he hands you the mirror. I said, good day, sir. And he will turn on his heel and walk back down the beach.
Goblin. No, I don't have time. Go, stalk you off to my car.
And yeah, well, the problem is, of course, you have to kind of follow him back down the beach to get to your car.
I'm going. I mean, we can just. It's fine. Do you need a blanket or anything?
I
Sit
don't
on.
need anything, sir.
You don't need. Would you like a blanket to sit on?
If you have a blanket to give me, I would accept a blanket from you.
But I have too many blankets in my car, and to save on whatever. Here it is.
I notice you keep these blankets in the back seat and not in the trunk. Is there a reason for that?
Yes,
Fair
yes,
enough.
there is.
Yes, thank you.
Well, good
I,
day.
I yes. Good day.
Get my
And I
car here.
think imagine you driving away with him sitting on a blanket on the by the side of the road there, watching you go. He seems starting to toss writs to try and lure gulls close by.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, it opens out into a jungle. Um, it has the smell of that kind of wild overgrowth. There are sounds of the wild and the outdoors as you're kind of standing there and listening. And like I think there's a bit where you're sitting, dating there, kind of a little bit frozen because it does so weirdly open up, and it takes you a second to realize that the sound of the jungle, the like birds, buzz, insect, wind, things like that, birds, bugs, insect, wind, stuff like that, birds, bugs, insect, wind, stuff like that, is on a loop. Like, and it's a couple of minute long loop, but it is those sounds.
Right. Alto, is this where you came before?
Looks
Yeah, I
like
think so.
this the same jungle that you saw before. You definitely
Yeah,
entered it from a different direction. Like you can tell, like this.
it's like a different part of it, but yeah, it's the same place.
Here, sweetie, you were muted. We didn't hear you.
Sorry. She was whispering to herself. I think it's on a 2-minute loop.
Um, let me see if I can read something off of the place.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Are there any mosquitoes attacking us or anything like that?
No.
See, we haven't been bitten by a bug yet. That doesn't seem right.
So, what would you like to do,
I think I'm
Marrow?
invoking a contract to extend my supernatural senses.
Okay. Uh,
Uh,
this is not a greater power thing, so you don't have to mark sinking to do this.
thank goodness. Oh, yay. All right. I'll be honest, I think I'm afraid. So I think I'm rolling with fear. That's an 8.
Okay. Um, I think that you'll be able to extend your senses, but I think that you start hiccuping,
Oh,
like in that way that kind of it like I think I've got the hiccups. Oh yeah, yeah I do. Is it going to come back? Okay, good. It's go oh, God damn it. It's that kind of hiccup.
okay. Ugh.
Um, uh, so you will reach your senses out and you'll realize that this space is bounded. It's fairly large, but it is bounded. There are edges to this. There are paths that move through the woods, and there there's the smell of dogs and the trail of dogs, kind of like the spore of that, but there aren't any here. Like clearly they got out and they have not come back.
Oh,
It's not even clear like if they could come back in some ways. But I think the thing that will get you is this whole place is set up with these kind of trails, and you're seeing deadfalls and things like that. It is like, how do I put this? Kind of the laziest sort of hunting path thing. It's set up to run targets, people, things to hunt it through
oh, okay.
with, I mean, you can tell, like you're getting a sense of that. It's not particularly complicated, and it's not particularly sporting the way where things are set up and where the traps are and stuff. Um,
Huh.
I think though that you can tell that there is something alive in here. at the center of this place.
I will inform the others what I'm detecting, and I mean it's a trap, but a fairly obvious one.
Hmm. Do you think it's a hunter that's in there or a thing that might have been hunting?
I mean, logic points to it's one of the people we're looking for.
Really? Okay.
Well, I mean, if they created this place,
All I can say is if you left me
Yeah.
behind, I would be kind of upset. But okay, let's go look.
well, I mean, it is a trap.
Just don't leave me behind, okay?
I mean, behind, it's a trap. Maybe if we don't go in.
You sure? If we don't go in, we won't know what's in there.
I look over
Never
it
had
all.
anyone complain about not being brought into a trap before.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on leaving you to go in. I was thinking we've seen it's a trap.
Oh,
It's a
But-
trap, but it's actually, I guess this is probably a roll, isn't it?
yeah, that's probably your
Study?
specialty
Here.
too. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
You know all about
This
being
is a
hunted.
steady roll for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
And I think, let's see, what is this? I can't use calm. Uh, this is my specialty, and like this is my specialty above and beyond the usual.
Yes.
So this is, I think, power.
Okay.
Which is 0, of course.
Oh, can I help? I have a rifle.
To help
I'm
with the
not sure.
study.
Yes.
I'm not sure that also is a study, but that may
Makes you
help
feel
with the
calmer.
results of the study.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I feel calmer because of your rifle.
Well, why don't you make a support roll? Tell me how you're supporting
Oh, oops.
Aldo, and then we'll resolve uh, Aldo's role, Lydia.
Okay. And I think that's what I do is she goes, I'm standing right here. I'll help no matter what.
Lydia, roll.
Oh, okay, good. Wait. It's taking forever to turn on. Sorry. Okay, there we go. I'm rolling again. And I got 2 4s. So that's 8.
Okay. So you may take +1 forward on this roll, Aldo.
Okay. So I had rolled a 9. You want me to roll again?
Nope, we'll take
After
that.
she did? Okay.
Yeah. So you have to hold to ask a question or make a
Cool.
declaration.
All right. I guess my question is like the thing here is this, the thing that built this place or something that's trapped here.
Someone built this, and it is definitely built, and it is a sad, pale imitation of a homeland, a working trap, a run to put people through, to put things through in a very lazy way. It it has a weird lack of inspiration to it. Um, it weirdly like it would be a little bit dangerous if those hounds were here because they would be those dogs were big and they would have been after you and that would have caused that would have driven you into things here, but now just kind of looking and walking around it's pretty easy to avoid
Yeah.
harm or traps or things like that. So does that answer your first question?
Um, yeah, I think so.
And what's your second question?
I think I'm gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, and I just like turn to the and like, look, this is I've seen traps a lot worse than these. I think we can get through this without any problem.
So are you suggesting that we confront the
I'm
center?
suggesting we get closer and see what it is.
All right.
And
Maybe
you'll
it'll be a friend.
walk the circuit around and kind of walk around here. And eventually you'll find yourself kind of in the center of this space. And you will see that there is like a stone low wall uh, in a circle. And you can see that there is a pit there in the center. And there's a little bit of light coming in from the jungle and around. And you can see that down in that pit, you get the glint of wrought iron, and there are clearly some cells down there in the pit, into the wall, built into the wall of the pit.
Huh.
Thank you.
Ah,
Why don't we call down to him? Hello,
Yeah.
it's down there.
Like there is the slightest ping of something against the metal,
Hmm?
but that's all you hear.
They sound kind of weak.
but there's nothing down there.
I thought there was something alive in there.
This is the place that you get a sense of something living from, Marrow.
Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Well, if we go down, something terrible is gonna
We
happen.
have chocolate. It'll be okay.
Hmm. Uh,
I'll
The
go.
water might be good too.
okay.
Do we have? I'm gonna look around and see if there's a way down.
There is a little locked kind of gate and a little ladder that goes down into that pit.
Oh, okay. Uh, Lydia, your blowtorch still have some gas?
Oh, I got a flashlight too. Look.
I meant for the lock.
Oh, great idea. I'm coming too. Do you want to come, Morrow?
Or do you want to split up?
Splitting up is bad. Seems like it'd be a good idea to have someone to get out, but okay, I guess I'm coming.
We have a plan.
All right.
Sort of.
Had no idea this blowtorch should be this useful.
Well, you will my odd reaction the lock, and then you will clip it and take it off from there, and you can climb down. And there are six of these cells. And when you kind of get to the bottom, it's kind of an earthen bottom, the kind of stone walls, these cells. And as you run the flashlight around, you will see the light will catch these glint, and you will see these eyes.
So
And
pulled my thing off my back, my
you will
mace.
see in about half of these cells, there are these dogs that they're not those hounds that you saw before, Aldo. They are they are houndish. Uh, they are jet black. like the glint that you're getting is off of their eyes, and they're kind of sitting there, and they're they're kind of backed away and looking at you like they're really uncertain about you. Not in a hostile way, but in like maybe not been treated great way. But the thing that strikes you is you see some of them are like panting like dogs do when they're sitting, and some of them are moving. They make absolutely no noise.
Odd. Um, do they smell like dogs?
Yeah.
Can you talk to them if you're in coyote mode?
I can try.
I've never seen
Uh,
this before. Oh, I shouldn't give them chocolate though, should I? Oh no.
Probably not. Yeah, I will transform.
Okay.
And I always forget to actually roll when I do this, but I do have to roll when I do this.
Okay.
Uh, and I think it's yeah, I think power might still be the closest. Curiosity more than anything. So, oh, okay. Wow. 12.
Ooh.
Transform, and they will look at you, and they they acknowledge you. And I think one of the things you begin to realize as you kind of are moving around here, because you know how dogs react to things and stuff,
Mhm.
and you'll realize that they are reacting to you moving, they're reacting to the light, but like Lydia kind of uh all right, let's say this, Meryl kind of steps back and to kind of get a little bit of distance, and that
Uh-huh.
spear that he has on the back kind of clangs against one of the bars of one of these empty cells, and they don't react to that. And you realize they can't hear. And
Okay.
then you start talking with them animal like talk,
Hmm.
and kind of just to see if they really react. And I think you realize that they're not making any sound, and something has taken their voice.
Huh. Well, that's very strange. Um,
They are that have clearly been fed. It does look like there's some kind of magic here to supply them with food, but they've clearly been locked in these cells for quite some time.
um,
They do, when they see you as a dog come over, they're they clearly don't know what to make of that. They do come closer to the bars of this.
okay, cool. Yeah, I'll like approach the bars looking, trying to look friendly, wagging tail, probably barking at them, but they don't hear that. So just like,
They're cautious in that way that dogs that haven't been particularly well socialized are cautious.
uh, there's like they
Why don't they keep dogs like this?
well, I don't know, but they can't hear and they can't make sound.
Oh, poor babies.
I think that's a because of the cages? Or do you
I
think that's
don't
because of
know.
them?
I don't know.
Try and open a cage.
Okay.
Simple latch on the outside, it's not locked. You can open up one of these cages, and they will they're very like hesitant, uncertain. Uh, I think if you come over to them, Aldo, they will like nuzzle. It, you have to be careful. It's very clear that, again, because they can't hear, it's very easy to startle them when you
Hmm.
come into their line of sight. But I think if you do kind of come over and nuzzle at them, they will nuzzle back,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and you can lead them out, and they're
Okay.
very calm, like cautious, like uncertain, because Lydia and Marrow are very like they aren't things that they've seen before.
Right. I'm deliberately like staying in between them and Lydia and Marrow. And like kind of
Yeah, when they're
making
when
it
they
clear that
yeah,
I like they're not, not enemies, and you are not to attack these people.
Oh no,
and
you should come over so Lydia can pet you and she will, and she'll ruffle your ears and stuff, and then yeah.
they when they move across the floor of this, they make no sound. Their paws make no sound when they go across the floor. They have been definitely contracts have been laid upon them.
Have those voices or movement or that kind of thing been taken from them though? Like someone else possesses that, and that's why they have to keep them alive?
You're not sure.
I'm guessing if someone's using this for some kind of battery or some ability that they wouldn't have otherwise. Poor guys.
Uh, I can I can try to end what's happening to them.
What do you mean? That isn't a euphemism, is it?
No,
Okay.
no. Well,
Yeah.
if it's some sort of contract,
Mhm.
I could attempt to break it.
That sounds like it would take a lot of power.
It's very difficult to break someone else's contract.
Yes. It
I can do that for you.
I know you can.
But
And
you
I
could
will
probably only break the contract on one of these beasts. Call me up. I will set them all free from whatever sorcery lays upon them. Think of how happy Lydia would be if you did that.
it would take I could do it. It would take calling something up, but on the plus side of that is it wouldn't be able to run free in the real world when I did it.
Well, and she sort of stops and she goes, here's the thing is, we know when we do that, whoever has the contract is going to be alerted. So this might be part of some preparations. Let's just see if we can get comfortable with them so that when we do lift it, if if it is that their voices are particularly harrowing or something like that, that we at least have some good rapport with them that we might survive that situation. Because they do look like a very particular kind of hound, don't they?
Absolutely whatever you wish. Uh
She goes,
in
I feel
the
bad for them too, Morrow. I feel very bad for them. I'm just,
well, I mean,
why
we're
would
not
anyone
planning
do?
on leaving them here, are we?
No, we're not. But then we have
So
to feed them, and the cages feed them. So with it means we're gonna have to come down and
we don't know the cages feed them.
Yeah, I did establish
yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought that we knew they get fed.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
If you open the doors, though, they will kind of come out. They clearly like to have like they're pleased to be able to move around more in
Mhm.
here.
Good. Do they like pets?
I think the open there's I said there are three cages.
Mhm.
The eventually the pair the ones from the first couple of cages will come out, and once you touch them and they get used to that, as long as you make sure you come in so they can see you
Mhm.
doing that, they clearly react to that very well.
Oh, look
Uh,
at that. Who's a good
the
boy?
the set from the last cage don't come out. It takes you a minute to realize that there are actually some puppies in there with a couple of adults.
Oh, puppies. Of course, they are more protective.
Yeah.
So if either of the parents come out for pets, they'll get lots of pets.
Let me cut back to Mr. Suit here. Mr. Suit, you arrive at the offices, and there is the secretary will look up and say, Mr. Suit, yes, you can go right on in.
Thank you so much.
And you'll be directed in, and again, a room full of mirrors. Here, Delulu again looks up into the mirror to see you come in, smiles, turns around. And again, she looks different slightly in every one of those mirrors. You look exactly the same.
Good, but the same.
Yes. Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Suit?
Thank you so much. That's so good of you to see me on such short notice.
Absolutely. So, was kind of scary what you saw, right?
Yes, large and angry, at the very least hungry.
Well, we have ways of recording things. So, I'm going to give you a little bowl. And she'll reach over and she'll pick up what looks like a kind of a amber colored bowl, kind of small, almost more like an ashtray than anything. And she says, why don't you hold on to this and let me pour you some tea. And I'm going to have you drink that. And then you're going
All
to
right.
vomit up your fearful memory into that bowl for me so that I can shape it into a little doll.
Oh. Should I change?
Why would you need to change?
All right.
You're not going to vomit up that much.
Good. Do we have a timetable on this?
It shouldn't take more than a couple minutes after you take a sip. There's
Delightful.
some moist towelettes there by if you need them. We got a very good deal on them.
I feel like I've seen that brand somewhere recently.
Tea?
Oh, thank you so much. Take it. Take a polite small sip. Oh, it's lovely.
Lovely is probably not the word for the tea that you drink here in this. It does not taste like something that you should be drinking when you put it in your mouth.
Oh, it's lovely.
And then you will feel something kind of pull out of your mind and kind of fall down nauseatingly into your chest. And
Oh,
then,
that is efficient, isn't it?
yes, we don't want to drag things out. And you will vomit up this red goo into this bowl. I kind of almost overflows, and she'll go, "Oh, that was scary, wasn't it?"
Sorry, what was that?
That was scary, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Why
What?
don't you?
Oh, you mean that? Yes, also that.
Yeah, why don't you give me the bowl now?
All right. There was
Do
a
you want
small
to?
angry goblin too. Is that going to, like, follow it?
I shouldn't think so.
Wonderful.
Do you want a mint or perhaps a
Yes,
Ricola?
so lovely. The moist towelettes, thank you.
There you go. There's a little tin of Altoids there by you.
Well, that's too kind.
They're curiously strong. And she will take this red goo that you have vomited up, and you will see her kind of turn back, and she pulls out some clay and she begins to work that goo into the clay. And with expert fingers, she begins to shape it and work it until she has a 12-inch tall representation of that thing that you saw.
Yes, yes, that's it.
I have heard that there have been ghost stories, horror stories about the red shape in town. I wonder if this is what that is. I don't know
That's
what it is. I thought it was merely an urban legend or a ghost gone wrong or something, but this seems more unpleasant than that.
it was in Tinfoil Venice, or well, the aftermath of Tinfoil Venice.
Why were you in Tinfoil Venice?
It's connected to the island.
What island?
It's the island that the four have made, but it's not real, or it wasn't real, but then it became real again. But it's currently not real or there.
So, Mr. Suit, I'm going to ask you a question here because I'm going to roll back here if you want to roll back. You're about to tell this person about the island, and you made a promise, a contract with a certain gentleman that you would not say anything about the island to anyone else besides him.
Yeah,
So, are you breaking that contract?
no.
Okay, so I think that like there is a moment where we kind of roll back where you're about to say tinfoil Venice, and I think there's a moment where you see how that conversation you're a social, I mean you have social skills, so I think there is that moment of you running through like all of the lines of that conversation.
Tinfoil Venice is tied to the ritual that they did, some sort of realm. We think maybe they were trying to emulate the power of a taker to make a homeland for themselves in the undertow. It's complicated. There are mirrors and portals, layers of realms stacked on top of each other. Barely made it out of Tinfoil Venice last time, chased by hounds. Again, beasts tied to their something they did. Minions, I don't know.
So this blood thing was there, these hounds were there. Is that where they have staked their claim? Are they hid out in tinfoil Venice?
No, Tinfoil Venice isn't there anymore, but they took its placeness to make their own.
Hmm. Well, here is your doll.
Oh, I thank you. That's too kind of you.
That should make it easier when you have to explain to other people what you saw.
Oh, well, that is convenient. Do you have a bag or it's a small box, perhaps? I wouldn't want to ding it.
Let me see. Yes. Oh, I have. And she reaches over and she will move some things aside and she pulls this beautiful bamboo long box. You see her open it up and she takes out like a tea set from inside it, kind of sets that aside, leaves the straw in there. You can have this box.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I have taken up too much of your time already, I suspect.
Are your friends well?
That is still on my list.
Oh, well, you'd better get moving then.
Yes. If you run across anything more about shape, perhaps you could leave a message.
Leave a message where?
Well, if you call the apartment, there will be a very strange and angry creature that answers.
I,
He's not
I,
supposed to answer the phone, so please inform him of that before you leave a message.
all right then. Let's come back to the pit.
The
Uh,
pit.
yeah. Um, it definitely feels like this place has been constructed that that if anything, these dogs are kind of a focal point or a fulcrum of this contract. But the thing that strikes you is you all have been in a homeland. And regardless of any time you were in the homeland, you always felt the presence of the taker.
I think that's getting. I would have thought that we would have encountered one of them by now. I mean,
There's none of that feel here at all.
He left his dogs behind, but
they've
I
been
don't
run
think they're there
out,
anymore.
or it doesn't feel like they're here. You're
You're
muted, my
muted.
love.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she's just saying things to the dog that she's petting. And she goes, "Oh no, that's good. Don't you think that's good? Look at what a good boy he is. What a sweetie."
Although
Mm-hmm.
we're here, we have as much scouted, I think, as honestly there is scouting. This place seems limited. It doesn't seem they've made a true homeland, but it is clearly anchored. And
Hmm.
these dogs seem the at least part of that.
Of this jungle.
It's the only contract we're seeing.
But we haven't gone to the other doors. Could be 3 more.
I
True.
think I think there are more of these.
I bet each of them has one.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do we try to tear this one down while we're here? Or do we try to find the others and then backtrack through taking them down?
Let's take care of this one while we're here. Since nobody's here, since we're relatively safe-ish right now.
That seem to have a defender.
Well, if they don't have a defender and it's stable right now, and we don't know what the scope of the rest of the situation is, I wonder if we should investigate a little before we spend a bunch of resources on breaking this contract. Because there might be like a focal point or something that would make these things start to unravel. They've put a lot of
Perhaps I
structure
admit
into this.
this is a strange turn for you, since you were the one advocating so heavily for the kind of let's take it down, and I feel like
I
I'm
do.
topsy-turvied a bit for the
No,
I
no,
was
no,
all scouty. I
no. Oh,
It
I'm
does
sorry.
seem a switch,
I do
doesn't
want to
it?
take it down. I just want to take it down, like, how do you say? I think that there's something in all these different rooms. Does that make any sense? I don't think this is
Mm.
the contract.
I think it's a piece of the contract.
Okay.
I don't know. Aldo, what do you think?
I think we should. I don't know how, but I think since we're here and since it's not defended, we should do something about this place now before they come back.
Aldo, you still have one study, by the way.
I do. And I guess, yeah, I guess my question is there a focal point is or a focal point metaphorical lever is something that we can do to
I know what you're
we don't
asking.
have to destroy
Yeah.
this place,
Let me
but
let me let me let me say this to you. You realize that this is what might be called a littoral cave or a sea cave. This is a cavern. This is a space that has been carved out in the undertow. A and that's a like great deal of energy has been spent to do that.
mhm,
That doesn't make it a homeland. It needs you can tell that there ought to be someone, there ought to be a taker or something that has
mhm.
bound this and drawn it over. Uh, Basically, you've got this empty den space and the the contract of ownership, the contract of control, the nexus of this place is open. No one has it. They're not here, and it's not bound.
Right. Yes. So I guess my question is like, how do we take it over? That's what I was getting at. Like,
You can make a
is it
contract with it.
okay? I relay all of this to Marrow. Um, I'm not sure how we do that, but I think we can just take this place.
Well, um, can I do a study to see if I know what it means to
Sure,
take over a place like this? Is what
absolutely.
that does to someone when they do it? All right, I'm going to I think I'm rolling with power. That seems the appropriate one.
Okay.
All right. That's a seven.
And seven. So you want to know what happens. So there is an investment that is made. It will drain you to connect yourself to this, and from time to time to sustain it, the draining may happen again. But this is the kind of thing that requires like to build something like this normally requires a court to do it. Like, the courts have some dens and spaces that they've carved out
Mm.
in the undertow for it. But it's like a big working. Someone has done all that work, and the contract has been left open. The seat has been left open here
So we're just basically somebody would sign the deed.
for, and you'll realize, for this room,
Mhm.
not for the whole space.
Gotcha.
And you know that with a contract like that, once you've got that, you can enter into it from anywhere.
And theoretically, it makes you're the one who kind of defends, holds it, and that sort of thing. Someone has
Yeah.
left it abandoned.
Yes.
Okay.
Something happened and this didn't get finished as it should have.
All right. I will relay that information and say, considering, and I'll kind of motion at the hounds. Um, I don't think it should be me that takes this place. Aldo, it might be you.
I mean, you tell me how or what to do. Sure.
I can certainly do that.
Fighting, and I'll help Eldo. I mean, like with feeding the dogs.
So this is invoke contract, Aldo, and this is a
Cool,
greater
cool.
power, so you are going to have to mark sinking to do this.
Sure thing.
And what do you want to roll with this?
Ooh, that takes me to 5 thinking. Interesting. What do I roll with
The
this?
first one's always the
Well, the first one's free.
It's always the hardest.
uh
And I am prepared to support.
Okay.
I think this is sorrow. I think this is like, oh, I am bringing myself closer to this, this attempt at a homeland, and that's creepy. And also, yeah, it feels like I am doing something wrong in a way that I'm not going to be able to take back. uh, so this one, 7.
Okay. You will be able to do this. Mark drained.
Okay.
And I think you take a hold of this place. You mark it, you make it your den, you make it your space. You can feel the limits of the jungle. You know that with time and focus and working, you can change this space. And you're aware of everyone that's here. You're aware that Lydia is here. You're aware that Marrow is here. You're aware of each of those hounds.
Okay.
And you realize that you can communicate with those hounds.
Okay.
Does
Cool.
it feel
Cool,
different?
cool.
Did it
Yeah.
work?
Yes, I think so.
You need some chocolate.
Chocolate bad. I think you're hearing chocolate bad, chocolate bad, chocolate bad.
The dogs, yeah.
Good
The
job,
dogs don't
Aldo.
approve of the chocolate.
And I think I'm just going to reach over and envelop you in a hug, Aldo. It's job.
It wasn't it's weird, and this place, it's like it's like part it's like part of my body. I can feel everything here. It's very strange.
But that's good, right?
Better than the alternative.
Hmm.
Well,
I have a question. There's a bunch of little puppies. If we let all the dogs out, there'll be more puppies. So do we need to put them back away or not?
Back in
In the
the cages, or
cages, yeah.
You want them
I
caged, Aldo?
No, I don't.
think I look at the dogs like, so are you guys okay here in the jungle? Lots of room to run around. Do you want to come with us? You can still get into the cages. We can just leave the doors open.
This is clearly like room to run around. They clearly like that idea. You know, you kind of give them the mental sense of like going outside, and they're clearly like they understand that they can't hear. They that seems very they're like, but you know, they can walk around. You have the sense too that like you, they actually can sense people, like they can sense the living beings here as well.
Mhm. Okay.
So they'll say, you know, we'll, we'll go, we'll go run around, we'll wait for you.
Okay. I
You
think they want
make
to
them
be left
aware of the
here.
traps
I
or
think we
get
should
rid of the
undo the
traps?
traps. Let's get rid of the traps.
Yeah. Aldo, you can do that from here. With
Okay.
a
I will
gesture
do
of
that.
your
Yes,
mind,
absolutely. I will do that.
thinking that
That's kind of
just we
cool.
hear we hear the sounds of various deadfalls and traps and things snapping all over the place as they are activated.
Yeah. Huh, that was cool.
A good skill.
So I want to stop here, I think, because we got the other three things back, but I also would like to see if Mr. Suit is in on it. I'd like to bring Mr. Suit back in connection with the other group next time. Is that going to be okay with you, Patrick? Um,
Yeah.
just because I like to get everybody back on the page so you can see all this stuff. If that's okay with you, are you guys okay, good with that?
Mm-hmm.
There are three other rooms here.
There is the mystery of if this one's empty, something happened to the person here.
I think we will see as the teaser out for this episode. I think we will see that camera go out into the hallway, and I think it will go down, and it will go down to a room with a blue door, one of the ones at the end of the hallway, and we'll see that door open, and we'll go in, and it is a beautiful, ornate, lovely, you know, exquisitely sort of mansion-esque space, but everything is made of glass. Tables, chairs, fruit, everything. Everything is made of glass. The floor is kind of an opaque, milky glass. The walls are transparent, so you can see into other rooms and stuff. But I think our camera will go through there and it will come into what looks like would have been a bedroom. And we will see a glass vanity with a mirror that isn't a mirror because it's just glass. But I think we will see sit on that vanity. The first things that we see in that art made of glass, we will see that there are mannequin heads, and we will see that tied to each of them is a mask. And we will see that each mask looks like one of the dukes.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to leave off as the teaser for next time. Uh, let's do XP.
Oh,
Uh, Next time we'll talk, Aldo, we'll talk about what that sinking looks like, what your reaction is, how that feels. We're going to go through those
Okay.
mechanics and look at the sinking moves.
Yep.
When you take those sunken moves, you get to choose what element you want to be drawing on from those.
Okay.
Um, so, uh, Lily,
Yes.
uh, did you express your nature, your taken nature?
Hmm. Don't know. Let's see here. I mean, she kind of had an idea of how things work and stuff, but I didn't think that she was particularly Lily's taken
Right.
nature, if that makes any
Now,
sense.
I don't really think we got your humanity
Yep.
in this, so let's
Yep.
give you an XP with that. And the Marrow Lydia stuff, especially early in the evening, I think counts for an XP for that particular interaction.
Okay. Great.
Marrow, did we see your taken nature?
I think quite a bit about chicken nature, yeah.
Yeah. And what about your humanity?
I don't know if we saw a ton of my humanity.
But we definitely saw the in a little bit of that entanglement thing. So let's give you two
Hmm.
points on that. Aldo, did we see your taken nature?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, definitely, and your humanity. Did we interact with any of your entanglements?
Uh, no, I don't
No,
think so.
yeah, I think so, but still 2 points. Uh, Mr. Suit, uh,
Hello.
I think we saw both your humanity and your taken nature, your invocation of the magic, and your freaking out and stuff. So that I think that's 2 points. You think we interacted with any of your
Uh,
entanglements?
yeah, because I went and interacted with Delulu and I got twisted up in the things from Rogue.
Yeah, perfect. So 3 points for you, sir. Uh, let's do quick stars and wishes. Lydia.
This was wonderful. I think I think that house exploration was a really good um exploration of each of our different sensibilities and what we are sensible about, if that makes any sense. And then a lot of what maybe Lily's not as sensible about. But here's the thing is she's always going to be a bit of an optimist. And so hopefully that's going to pay off at some point. Hoping, hoping. That's it. Just have to be right once, and then they'll have to respect me. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was really just fun to go into a new place, try to see it through the eyes of our characters, react to it. Ethan and Tyler are so fabulous as players, but the characters are so good and heartbreaking and wonderful friends to have for my character. So I really, really just enjoyed that stuff. It was fun watching Mr. Suit go and get himself in trouble and for no reason not tell us what he was going to do. I had to travel all the way there with us and then step off at the last second without saying a word. It's just like he's kind of a drama queen. I don't, I'm not real one to accuse, but dang. So anyway, I really like the interaction between Mr. Suit and Puck. I think that was fun, and I am always happy to see Delulu. I am jealous of her disgusting clay figurine body. If I had known about that, Lily would have been lined up for classes the next night, that's for sure. Yeah, no, just a lot of good stuff, a lot of good world building. I love this kind of crazy little hunting run dog place. It's great. They're puppies. They're puppies. It's the best. So that's great. Really dig it. Very much enjoyed it. Thank you, Lowell. You were kind to give us such a run of emotion like dread and kind of excitement and wonder and and then kind of just a cool moment there in the end when it all came together. That's what I got.
Okay, Marrow.
It's great getting back together again. there was a lot of tension, a lot of, I mean, it was kind of creepy moving through that house, and it was really interesting, and for us to actually encounter nothing threatening, the whole thing felt really oppressive and scary, and I think that's neat. Um, I I'm gonna hit on just a big star to you, Ethan. I loved Aldo tonight. There was a lot of emotion with the character and the kind of stepping up where Lydia and Marrow were between the two indecisive. We couldn't come to an accord between us, so it fell to Aldo a lot to kind of play the, not the peacemaker so much as the decision maker. And you did that very well and very elegantly and with great thought. You could see that Aldo was taking things into mind to come to that, and that was cool. Um, Suit, there's the problem of a contract that we we don't know about, so Suit couldn't go with us, couldn't be there, and of course it's interesting to have you dealing with Puck, who is, and the kind of, it seemed like Puck pricked your guilt a little bit, and then, oh, do you want a blanket? I have an excess of blankets. Was really cute. So all around, it was a really cool little session. Um, for wishes, I don't know. I'm just I'm intrigued by the mystery of it all. So I'm looking forward to exploring more rooms, and I'm kind of interested. Of my wish, I want there to be internal logic that we can get Soup with us.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we'll talk about
because
that. We may go a little meta to kind of figure out how we want to manage that, but I think that's a good point.
but I would like to. I think it's fun when we're all together.
Yeah.
So I do hope to see Soup with us.
Aldo?
That was actually going to be, my wish, like, to if we're going to spend a lot of time on this island exploring things, to like figure out how to get Mr. Suit there in some way. Um, but other than that, I this was a lot of fun. This whole like I kudos to you, making a an empty house and an empty jungle creepy as hell. And then ending it with, oh well, there's some dogs that were left here. It's cool. Which I appreciated that because it gave me a chance to like interact with the dogs in a way of, I don't know if it came across, but I really like that Lydia's like, oh, puppies, they're so cute, and I'm like, hi, fellow dogs,
Hello, fellow teens.
Yeah. uh, but I do not know where I was going with that.
No, but again, I do like the dogs are in there in part because I wanted to give you something to play off of, and you did
Right.
great
Yeah.
stuff
So
with it.
that
So
was fun. It's always, I picked a character, a playbook with fairly limited and specific abilities, so it's always fun when I actually get to use them. Um, and probably for my next advance, I'll pick something from another playbook so that they're not quite so limited and specific. um, Anyway, it was a lot of fun to see that, like Tyler was saying, the contrast of these three characters all reacting to the same thing. I think it's um and also, yes, the conversation between Suit and Puck was hilarious, and I loved it, and especially with the like little guilt-inducing thing at the end. It's like Puck is weird, but he's not dumb. He is capable of inducing guilt in characters.
And Mr. Suit.
Yeah, that was really fun. The exploration through the haunted house sort of vibe was really cool. I liked all of the painfully awkward interactions between Marrow and Lydia. There was like early on, there was a thing of Marrow just being like, "No, I think
It
you're
makes
gonna
such a
look."
good.
Okay, we moved on. um, and Ethan, I thought Aldo and the dogs was pretty interesting together, but also there's just this moment when y'all were in the house and you were trying to explain everything. You're like, no, that was the first time we went through the mirrors. The second time we went through the mirrors, Sue went over here and I went over there. And there's a jungle and there was an island. It's just, obviously, it all worked. Like the other two were just staring at you, like, what? It was a great moment. Um, I I did not expect to see that goblet again. That was so horrifying, and I got him eaten again. It's oh god, I'm gonna have to go back and uh, that'll be fun. Slash terrible. And bringing in the red monster, the shape, the weird like horror story, urban legend bit that we've been hearing about, and it was horrifying and awful. Um, and as far as wishes, so my like, oh god, if I'm desperate, this would be the absolute awful choice, which may be very dramatically appropriate. Is uh, I could get around the contract by suit doing what his taker did of
Yep.
riding inside someone else. Horribly Puck, but I don't know. Maybe there would be someone else to find. But yes, that was sort of my idea of like I can't go, but I could uh, break most of my morals to ride inside someone else.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's think about that. How we can do it in a good way.
Yeah.
That gives you a chance to do cool stuff. So
No, I do. I think it's interesting drama.
yeah. Uh, thank you much, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording.